Hey, good morning. I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack, broadcasting to you from beautiful Plymouth, Massachusetts. Beautiful Plymouth, Massachusetts. I am in a really good mood today. Happy Friday. Great to be with you. Got to just turn it down. I was just getting a text from my daughter. It's all about Taylor Swift. As you can imagine, I have a college age daughter, and yeah, it's all Taylor Swift all the time. And now we're literally starting to get flooded with texts about last night's album. All right, so which I have not yet heard. I know some of you have heard it, but I was sound asleep way before the Red Sox lost. Yeah, so I had to look that up. They lost, I think, 4-0. I saw this much of the game because I'm an old man and I go to bed early. I wake up early, of course. And so Red Sox lost, sadly, to the evil empire in New York City. How did they get all 3 games in New York? I don't know if that would have really made a difference, but, it's still revenue to the team, right? So anyways, Red Sox season is over. We do have football, of course, and we have a big game. Sunday night, prime time. What's that, 8 o'clock at night? Is it the Buffalo Bills? It is with the Bills, I believe. And I heard that our new candidate for governor is going to be buying a TV spot on that broadcast. So if you have not seen his announcement video, we'll play a clip of it here because I'm pretty sure that it now is the time for me to learn how to pronounce his name. And he actually doesn't say his last name until 40 seconds or 45 seconds into this video. So let me see. Let's see if we can learn it together. Go ahead, Mike.
Too many Massachusetts families struggle to pay their bills. I'm Mike Minogue.
Mike Minogue. Let's hear it again. Repeat after me, class.
I'm Mike Minogue.
I'm Mike Minogue. One more time.
I'm Mike Minogue.
I'm Mike Minogue. I'm Mike Minogue. Okay, Mike Minogue. Said it 5 times, and hopefully I will master it from here. No disrespect to you, Mike, in the past. I literally had no idea how to pronounce it because I hadn't heard from you. So I hadn't heard you pronounce it. So it's Mike Minogue. Mike Minogue. Okay, I got it. I should be good for now. And this is kind of like a power move by Mike Minogue, buying a TV commercial on a primetime football game, which all of New England is going to be watching. Now, part of the spinoff of buying a TV commercial like on the Super Bowl or a big game like this is that you get the free media coverage that comes with it, right? The Boston Globe is going to write, you get all sorts of subsidiary media coverage from it. So Mike Minogue, if I have the name right, is going to get, it's more than just the 60-second ad that you buy. It's the spinoff that comes with it. And it's also like the smackdown that you get, the shock and awe. Can I use that phrase? It's the shock and awe that you get to the other campaigns that they're like, oh man, this guy's in a different league. And that might be the case. So I haven't yet seen any other content from him. Maybe I missed it yesterday, but I eager to hear from that. And I have not ever seen any announcement of any particular event. Maybe my expectations are too high because we waited so long. But I'm eager to hear those things from the Mike Minogue campaign. And there's your update on that this morning. We'll start this morning. Thank you so much for you being here today. Let's see. We have a snide remark. Mac Jones is killing it. Okay. We have let's go back to the good news. We have today wisdom. I'm going to call it Wakeman wisdom. Wakeman wisdom. We're going to start the show with a nugget of Wakeman wisdom. And here it is here. Wakeman wisdom coming from Wendy D. Wakeman. Want to win a political battle? Know the rules. Want to win a political battle? know the rules. Wakeman wisdom from 8:16 yesterday morning. That is exceptionally good advice, Wendy Wakeman. Want to win a political battle? Know the rules. Now, I'm just going to riff off of that, Wakeman. Not putting words in your mouth, but I'm just going to kind of call in response here and say, also, don't cheat, right? Don't cheat. You know the rules and don't cheat. So Wakeman wisdom right there. In fact, I think we're going to have another piece of Wakeman wisdom later in the show. But there's number one. Want to win a political battle? Know the rules. Excellent piece of Wakeman wisdom. So I'm pleased to report to you tonight, or this morning, I should say, that overnight, officials at the Massachusetts GOP have reviewed. Finally, it took them a little bit longer than I had expected. Finally, we reviewed the voting irregularities that occurred at the Plymouth Republican Town Committee meeting on Monday night and have rightly ruled that Hunter Young, the 20-year-old TPUSA alumni, is the rightfully elected chairman of the Plymouth Republican Town Committee. So it ended up that, quote, I have determined the member in question registered in a different town, and therefore she was not eligible to vote, writes the party chairwoman, Amy Carnavale. Okay, so somebody voted that was registered in a different town as of last year. She was registered in a different town as of last year, the town being Weymouth. Now, as you know, you can go to johnfgately.com and read all the details from the story I posted yesterday morning at about this time. But I am happy that the officials at the GOP have looked into it and have resolved the matter properly. I'm happy about that. I did notice that the letter does not address the conduct of State Committee Woman Cunningham, who is also on the Plymouth Republican Town Committee and was also present Monday night. And when we questioned Miss Locke, who is the daughter of State Committee Woman Cunningham, when we questioned her twice, she, how do I say this politely, dodged the question of whether she was residing / registered to vote in another town. State Committee Cunningham, State Committee Woman Cunningham obviously knew the truthful answer to that question, and effectively, in my opinion, allegedly suborned the election fraud. And she should be held accountable for that. But maybe that will come in time, right? Maybe that will come in time. But for now, congratulations to Hunter Young. I am not sure about this, but he might be the youngest person ever elected to chair a Republican Town Committee in Massachusetts, or certainly one of the youngest. His name is also Young. So he's an incredibly impressive young man. So congratulations to you, Hunter. Let's keep it positive and let's move forward from here. So nice job. There is an official letter that, from what I understand, it's been posted on social media, but the secretary of the town committee, from what I understand, will also be probably distributing this to the members officially, probably sometime today. Remember, he's a volunteer, and yeah, so we shouldn't expect a light. I'm sure it will come into my inbox at some point today. So thank you for everyone that stood up for the right thing, and thank you, Amy Carnavale, for also taking the time, although it took a little bit longer than I wanted, to research the matter. All right, moving on. Wow, we have another nugget of Wakeman wisdom. important information as the Massachusetts delegation works to gaslight its citizenry. Oh, thank you so much for this clip, Wendy. Let's play it. Let's turn the volume up and let's hit play.
Now, why are we saying that they want to return and restore taxpayer-funded benefits to illegal aliens? Because that's exactly what they did. When they rejected the clean CR that we sent over, the Senate Democrats, Chuck Schumer, filed a counter proposal. Now, what was in that counter proposal?
The Schumer shutdown was in it.
You can see it for yourselves. In fact, if you're watching at home, go to my website right now, speaker.gov. Go to the press releases tab and you'll see it. It's listed right there. Just click on it. I'd like you to turn in your hymnals to page 57, okay? Section 2141. It is there in black letter. They filed this. This is not a talking point. This is what they proposed. Now, why are we saying that they want to return?
All right, so what is he actually talking about when he says, look in section 2141? I have it right here because I posted it up yesterday. Where is it? Oh, did it go away? It's not far away. I know that. It's not far away. But it says literally that they want Medicaid benefits for illegals. So thank you once again, Wendy Wakeman, for reminding us that all of the government shutdown crisis is really because of, well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of the top reasons is because the Democrats want to spend money on illegal alien health care. That's exactly right, Wendy. You nailed it. And also good job, Speaker Johnson, for making it entertaining as well. Turn to page 57 in your hymnals. So talk about entertaining. Yeah, yesterday, and I didn't post this as a top line post yesterday, but in a comment, Russell Vogt, is that how you say his name? You know I'm bad at names. I commented yesterday that he's kind of like a varsity level member of the Trump administration. Probably doesn't get as much glamorous TV coverage as he should. But here is Trump. Here is Trump on his own Truth Social network, I believe, releasing a video. Oh, it's hilarious, and it's all about vote, and he is varsity. Go ahead.
Here the power's gone.
Vance on the drum kit. That's
hilarious.
Russ Vogt is the Reaper. And that's his picture right there.
Reaper. He wields a pen, the fun's and the brain.
He this guy is, I'm telling, is varsity. Russ Vogt. It's like Voight, but without the I.
Here comes the Reaper, done to your baby. Here comes the Reaper, gonna tie your hands.
I think he was on Tucker before. If you go back and watch Tucker Carlson's interview with this guy, which was early this year, before he actually got approved, I would strongly recommend that.
Here comes the Reaper, won't be able to fly. Here comes the Reaper, baby, end your plan.
Baby, end your plan. So I don't really do a lot of those, but that was really good, and it was really important to kind of humorize and humanize Russell Voigt or Vout or whatever, however, Russ. We're just going to call him Russ. And it's very, very important when you run the government, and I think Trump 1 was lacking in this. I wouldn't say they didn't have any, but they didn't have enough. Varsity players who actually understand which lever of the government to move, right? I'm pretty sure Russ worked in Trump 1, but we need like 1,000 Russes, or yeah, you see what I'm saying? And so he's really now got the top job. What is he at? OMB, I think now. And he's doing a great job. And to borrow from, who was it? Rahm Emanuel? Let's not let a crisis go to waste. Ross is on the warpath using the Schumer shutdown to cut all sorts of funds that we don't have to spend, that are wasteful, So when we're talking about that, we mentioned yesterday the Energy Department announces termination of 223 projects, saving over $7.5 billion. These are all green energy scams. And there's that quote I was looking for here. We'll get back to that in a second. And then, of course, when this comes out, Governor Healy condemns Trump vindicated funding cuts to Massachusetts companies. First off, all of this is subsidies, corporate welfare, green energy scam, corporate welfare for energy projects that make no sense in the marketplace, could not survive in the open marketplace because they make no sense. It's not a better mousetrap. If solar panels were a better mousetrap, then yeah, I'm all for a better mousetrap. That's the nature of capitalism, innovation, all those things. But this is taking taxpayer money, circling it through Washington so they get their cut, right? Everyone's got to wet their beak, and then sending it back to companies so that they can be successful. It's like basically it's corporate welfare. That's exactly what it is for a green new scam, which then produces energy, which is wildly more expensive. So why would the Democrats want this? Because of their climate religion. That's exactly why they would want it. And also because all of their donors and all of their friends get jobs. It's the swamp. It's the machine. Exactly. You know the thing. Absolutely. Just wanted to get back to a couple of points here real quickly here relative to the shutdown. Number one, as we talked about yesterday, Fall River, New Bedford, ICE will still be working. Agents of the field office in Boston will also still be working. I didn't know this yesterday. Thank you, Harold, for pointing it out to me. But the absolute heroes of the Boston ICE office will still be working because they're going to be working for free. These guys out there and gals are out there making our streets safer, and they're doing it for free for now. I highly believe that eventually how do I want to say this? They'll get paid retroactively, but still a hardship on them. And they're working for free, literally risking their lives, right? You remember the Dallas ICE shooter just a week or so ago. And now these absolute heroes taking child predators off our streets are working for free. God bless them. Thank you very much for doing that. Thank you. Really, thank all of you ICE folks. Thank you very, very, very much. You're doing work that I think a lot of police officers would like to do, but of course their commie overlords are preventing them from doing it. Oh, by the way, I did post up this yesterday. This got like a gazillion reposts, 13,000. This is the actual budget language in section 2141 that Speaker Johnson was mentioning. If you're looking for that, you can find it on my X feed, but it says it right there. Alien Medicaid eligibility. It's in section 2141 right there. Subtitle B, Health, Chapter 1. In other words, the fine print, as Speaker Johnson says, proves that they don't want that. They're trying to get Medicaid eligibility for illegal immigrants. Here's my answer. And here's the Republicans' answer. Good for them. It's just like The Godfather. Senator, you can have my answer right now. The answer is nothing. Yesterday, we were mildly critical, and thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate your comments. Someone just said, Ron said, no wonder why Dems hated Russ during the hearings. They did hate Russ because they knew he was varsity, right? Yeah, they knew he was varsity. They knew, they were like, oh my God, this guy really knows what he's doing. That's why they hated him. Yes, exactly. Put their comment back up again. When you're not a threat to the Democrats because you're a patsy, then you don't get as much opposition from the Democrats, do you? No. They only attack the people that are real threats. As Trump has always said, right? They're attacking Trump only because he's in the way, right? That cliche, that thing. You know the thing. You know the thing, Ron. Absolutely. Thank you. Very nice of you to comment. Somebody from the Plymouth Town Committee question: how do you know if Zoom voting is valid for all town committee chair elections? Gee, I don't know. But what I can tell you, and I want to move on from this topic, but what I can tell you is that the possibility of Zoom voting was not suggested until 2:49 on Monday afternoon. And it was suggested in an email from State Committee woman Cunningham, who also said in this email that she would be presiding over the meeting, which is incredibly inappropriate, because in the absence of the chair, which was the case, we were there to elect a new chair. In the absence of the chair, the vice chair would be chairman. And that's, in fact, what actually did happen. But the idea that there was some type of coup going on started with that email from Jen Cunningham at 2:49 that said that she would be chairing the meeting. Presiding was the word she used. And then that there would be a Zoom option, possibly. It wasn't until 5:13 p.m. that she sent out the Zoom link. At no time did the Zoom link come officially from the secretary of the committee. So we cannot be sure that all of the members of the committee got the Zoom link. And I will tell you that the only people who attended by Zoom, all of the people that attended by Zoom voted for the other guy. We were notified twice by the secretary of the meeting, once on September 1st and once on September 24th. And at no time in those meetings notifications, the official notifications, was there ever mention of Zoom. So you're correct. The letter does not address the conduct of State Committee woman Jen Cunningham, who was involved in the Zoom issue and also in the what I think we can now definitively say was well, we'll just be polite and say it was a mistake, but certainly she highly likely knew that her daughter had moved to Weymouth, and she said nothing. All right, yesterday I took issue with Joe Battenfeld's horrifically tasteless article in the Boston Herald about Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk. And I just want to tell you what's actually happening at USA, TPUSA, in Charlie Kirk's organization, because Battenfeld yesterday suggested that it was struggling to stay on track. Oh, really?
Club America is our high school brand at TPUSA. And I will never forget this, especially because of obviously what happened just a few weeks later. But we were in Aspen. We were talking with donors. And Charlie was like, we're going to get a Club America at 35,000 high schools. And I was like, Charlie, there's only 23 or 24,000 high schools. He's like, all right, fine. 23,000. Andrew Cipher, who's the VP of field, great guy, was like, could we maybe like 10,000 or whatever, like, just because he's freaking out because he's like, I know how hard this is going to be. And Charlie's like, fine, all right, fine, because Charlie was always pushing us and pushing us and pushing us more. And so within days of what happened, finding out that there's 120,000 inquiries, about 50% of which to start new chapters, about 50%, maybe more, are high school, Club America.
That's right.
So tell us about that, Nick.
It's been amazing. See, there are two types of high schools in this country, high schools that have Club America chapters and high schools that will soon have Club America chapters.
Well said.
You're one of the two. We have had 1,500 chapters that have started. So these are high school students coming together, organizing, building groups since Charlie's passing.
Whoa, that's breaking news, folks. I'm probably gonna have to tweet that. Give me this clip, by the way. I want to tweet that. That's a really big. You guys are making quick work. 1,500.
It's been
1,500 new Club America chapters across the country. For context, 3 weeks ago there were only 1,200. Okay, Joe Battenfeld, you've got this. Yeah, struggling to stay on track. Sounds like full steam ahead to me. I don't know what type of outlet this is, the Fall River Reporter, but file this under you can't trust the media ever. Ken Pavia. This article is presumably by Ken Pavia at the Fall River Reporter. Massachusetts Governor Healy condemns Trump for $7.5 billion in vindictive funding cuts. So it ends up that this article, where'd it go? Oh my God, did I lose? Hold on a quick second. I'll find it for you here just a minute. Just 1 minute. Won't take long. Hold on. Oh, I'm going to open up a different window. I'm going to make this point because it's worthy of this slight technical delay. It's worthy of this. Stay with me. Here we go. Almost got it here. There we go here. That's better. There we go. All right. So this is the so-called news article in the Fall River Reporter. And here is the governor's press release. Now, I read the governor's press release first because I'm that type of person. And then I came across this article theoretically by Ken Pavia. And do you know that this article by Ken Pavia includes a couple of words that have been added? Most specifically, this little phrase here, and a couple of changes in the quotation marks added here or there. But otherwise, it is almost an exact replica of the governor's press release. It is. Let's take the lead. Today, the Trump administration announced the termination of federal funding for 223 energy projects. Oh, wonder how the Fall River Reporter wrote that up. Today, Governor Maura Healey announced that the Trump administration terminated federal funding for 223 energy projects. Oh, man. Yeah, it literally copied and pasted, changes a few words, and moved around the quotations a little bit. But otherwise, it's almost exactly, would I almost say it's plagiarism if it wasn't exactly that, but effectively it's not a news story, right? Fall River Reporter, you really reported on that. Good job. So it's not only Joe Battenfeld and the Globe every day of the Globe, but also the Fall River Reporter copying, pasting press releases. Shameful. Why even run that spam? Why even, if you want to do a story on the topic, fine. Do a story, but just don't take a press release and change 5 little tiny inconsequential things and call it a news story. That's incredibly dishonest and a horrifically disservice to your readers. Now, involved in this giant rescinding of the green energy scam money, the $7.5 billion that the Grim Reaper took care of yesterday through the Department of Energy, is probably some money. We don't actually have a detailed list. I think we have a dollar figure, which is about $446 million, if I'm not mistaken, from Massachusetts. So do the math on that. $7.5 billion nationwide, $446 million of it in Massachusetts. That's because we're a green energy leader. Well, I don't know if this is the type of leader that we want to be. Lori Belsito in the Herald today indicates there are significant concerns about these battery projects, which are called battery energy storage systems, or BESS. And we're going to need a boatload of BESS systems located God knows where all over Massachusetts. And these batteries are huge. This is not a AA battery. This is not one of those square batteries you put in the smoke detector. This is not even a D battery, right? Or this is not even a car battery. This is like a battery that's the size of a car, right? And you're going to have installations of these in mass scattered all across Massachusetts. And about on average, you need like 40 of these to make the math work. And if one of them lights on fire, then you get something like this. And the point of this article from Lori Belsito is that they're applying the wrong safety standard. If I understand, the error in guidance is simple. The fire safety section of the guidance is based upon the National Fire Protection Association, Standard 855. The standard for installation, blah, 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 is for small batteries, not the giant batteries and battery complexes that are about to be built around the state. You know, it's this type of granular analysis which really needs to be paid attention to and supported. So great job, Lori Belsito, in this Herald article for delivering us the details, the fine print of what's going on with the green energy scam, because I think it's very important that we kind of put these two things together. Not only are they have this massive corporate welfare program, which Trump just gave them a big smack on, but also the environmental impact of this green energy scam. It's sold as green energy, yet we're cutting down our forests, covering up our cranberry bogs, killing our whales, and now risking massive industrial lithium battery fires. Oh, that sounds real green. A couple of political tidbits here as we go along in today's show. State Senator Edward Kennedy passed away. And so now, God rest his soul, there'll be an opening for the Lowell-based state Senate seat sometime. I don't know if there'll be a special or they'll just be next fall. I have no idea on that. But State Senator Edward Kennedy, who served, I believe, on the Lowell City Council before becoming a state senator in 2018, there'll now be an opening. So flags have been, whoa, look at that. Flags have been ordered to fly staff at all state buildings starting today until sunset. Huh. I wonder if the city of Cambridge is going to have any objection to that. I want to give credit to, God, am I really going to do this? I want to give credit to Mike Keneally. We put out some posts yesterday to highlight the green energy scam and mass save and how much of a scam that is? Well, Mike Keneally yesterday called for a halt in full review of the Mass Save program. Well, good on you, Mike. That's a good move. And I agree with you on that. It should be halted and fully reviewed. All right. So, hey, right? We're on board with that one. Good. Good on you, Mike. I agree with that. Absolutely. Do you know that if you want to cover an event by Mrs. Potato Head, Congressman Presley, woman, oh, gee, did I misgender her? If you're a member of the media, you have to fill out this little questionnaire, this Google form, because she's having a press release or conference someplace in Boston today at 10 a.m. But the location is only provided by RSVP, probably for security. And you have to put in your name, your last name, your email, your phone number, your outlet affiliation, what type of outlet you work for, and your Twitter handle. All of those are required. Now, I'm just guessing that if I filled out this form, I'm not going to be invited to the press conference, right? Or if you filled out the form, you would not be invited to the press. They're only going to allow friendly reporters. They're only going to respond to friendly reporters going to that press conference. There's no doubt about it. All right, so we already did one meme earlier today, but I'm just going to refer you to this meme because it is so good. Duncan Burns, MA. We won't play the whole thing, but it's Catherine Clark.
Yeah, my name is Catherine Clark. Got $1 million smile and $1 million stock park. Fuck disclosure, I'll file it late. Who cares about the law when I'm cashing that gate?
All right. Duncan's posted a lot of these, including one or two about with me. They are pretty funny. Check them out. Duncan Burns, MA on X. All right. Up next, John Fish and Suffolk Construction are crying over spilt milk. Suffolk Construction hits back at Global Partners' underhanded tactics and MassDOT service pause a contract. So what's at stake here? And Howie writes about this morning as well. This a great picture. Let's give credit to credit. Who took this photo? Stuart Cahill of the Boston Herald. Good job, Stuart. Excellent photo. This is ripe for a federal probe, isn't it? Absolutely. And I don't know what Suffolk Construction is thinking by doubling down on this. They should have just kind of slunk away and it didn't say anything. The question at hand is, and actually I asked Global Partners this the second that Apple Green backed out, I asked Global Partners, I said, does that mean you win? And I was told that it was a fluid situation. It seems to me that this is probably not the first time this has happened. It probably not. Where the first place winning bidder backed out. That is, in the history of Massachusetts state procurement, that cannot be the first time it's happened. And I'm guessing, because these things have a lot of rules, I'm guessing there are pretty clear rules about what happens next. And the two obvious options are the second place person automatically wins, who would be Global Partners, or you rebid the whole thing. Or I guess number 3 would be you take the remaining bidders and have them like submit their highest and best. There's a number of different ways to think about it, but it shouldn't be unclear. For some reason, the path forward is not clear, but it should be crystal clear because this is clearly not the first time that this has happened. Yeah, in the end, I don't really care who wins. I have no connection to any of these companies other than I want an honest process where the taxpayer wins. That's who I want to win. I want the taxpayer to win and I want an honest process. But for Suffolk kind of double down, this is kind of stupid on them to label global partners underhanded. I think what they really should have done is kind of just slunk away and called it a day. Chalk up, take the L, John Fish, or Larry Fish, whatever your name is. What you know the thing. Take the L and just move on, please. I think that's what you need to do here on this, because you lost, and you lost big. Yeah, I'm not even going to go into the details of that ridiculous Herald article. Not the article, but your statements in the Herald. I'm not even going to honor that with my attention. Good job. Methuen Mayor declares war on human trafficking, urges others to do the same. This is probably one of the biggest scandals going. Again, I think this is at the level of marijuana grow houses like up in Maine. They have now cut down on 9 of these alleged spas in Methuen, and they're probably, I don't even want to guess the number in Massachusetts, but we'll just say a wicked lot.
To be fronts for human trafficking operations. All of this happening in the last week after police arrested the manager of a massage parlor. Now the mayor is calling it a war on human trafficking. Boston 25 News reporter Ryan Breslin is live for us at Beauty Garden Spa, the first business to be shut down. Ryan.
Nicole, that's right. We've been covering the efforts to stop human trafficking in Methuen all week. Now, while Beauty Garden Spa was the first place that police took action, 8 other day spas have shut down, either by city action, cease and desist orders by the Department of Health, or on their own just prior to inspection.
All right. So no matter what city or town you live in, you know that you have similar type of facilities in your city or town. You've seen them, right?
Officials believe they were being
the Rainbow Wellness Center.
Being used as fronts for human trafficking operations. This week, the city announced a new task force to.
Wasn't it Bob Kraft who allegedly attended a similar type of facility down in Florida a couple of years back? Remember that?
Address those problems. That comes with new efforts to find and arrest the Johns who are fueling the prostitution business, including expanding the city's public camera program, adding license plate reader technology, and sending.
Yeah, the government is always using things like this to expand the surveillance state. I'm slightly concerned about this angle. Good God, would I actually agree with the ACLU on something? Because I'm sure they're going to be concerned about that. But they continue.
Written notices to homes associated with cars repeatedly seen at suspected operations.
We know they're going to send written notices to cars that are repeatedly seen. Listen to that again. That does draw a little bit of
sending written
concern.
Notices to homes associated with cars repeatedly seen at suspected operations.
Yeah, that does seem wrong. No matter how wrong but sending a letter to your home from the government saying, "Dear Bob, we've noticed you've been going to this place of business a little bit too often. I don't really like the idea of that. Because the next thing is going to be, dear Bob, you've been going to the gun store too often, right? Dear Bob, we noticed you bought a package of Twinkies and a Coke 3 days in a row, and now you're at risk for diabetes, Bob." So this can go down a really slippery slope, and the Glenn Greenwald in me tells me, and the Matt Taibbi in me tells me that the government will use every excuse to expand the surveillance state. If you want to catch these people, I'm all for it. but catch them the right way, right? Let's go back to the Wendy Wakeman rule of wisdom. Number one, know the rules. And yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. Oh, wow. Another Channel 25 story. So we won't spend a lot of time on this, but this one hits home for me because this is my industry.
I am happy that the dog has booties.
Yes.
You know, because I can.
Threats are expected to block.
It's not going to play. Don't worry about it. I'll just show you the headline. And the headline is, here we go here.
Several Methuen businesses have been shut down after officials deemed them to be
Owner
fronts
of
for human trafficking operations.
Owner of defunct Massachusetts real estate company indicted on embezzlement charges. This is Mr. Webster from the Success Real Estate Company. And this is the money quote right here. Additionally, prosecutors allege that Mr. Webster submitted a falsified bank letter to state regulators in 2023 audit, claiming he had $1 million in the escrow account when he only had $7,300. And he's been charged with diverting $11.6 million in client money into business and personal accounts, violating Massachusetts escrow laws. And he's been arrested in Florida. I had a issue with Mr. Webster, full disclosure, several years ago, 7-8 years ago. He owed me a small amount of money. It was, I don't know, $500, $600, $700. And it was like, in real estate, it's a small amount. But it was getting close to Christmas, and it had been like 5 or 6 weeks since he had owed me, and I kept on getting the runaround. Oh, they mailed it to my old address. Can I pick it up at the office? I'd go to the office. It wasn't there. Oh, we mailed it again to the new address. It was one excuse after the other for $700. And so finally I went to the office in Marshfield one day, a couple of days before Christmas, because I needed it was $700. I needed it for Christmas. And like, you've been there, right? And I just, fortunately, in the office was one staff member who lied to me again when I got there that it had been sent again, and Mr. Webster. So I walked into Webster's office and I said, you owe me whatever the number was. And I'm like, it's Christmas. You owe me this money. You've owed it to me for like 6 weeks. And he wrote me a check on the spot, but he didn't want to. And so, yeah. I have covered that over on my other YouTube channel, which is Online Real Estate Academy. Online Real Estate Academy on YouTube. Online Real Estate Academy on YouTube. And I probably will cover more details on this story over at that Online Real Estate Academy YouTube channel. All right. In the beautiful city of Worcester, it takes libs of TikTok to report this stuff. But the city of Worcester is now hiring for their Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. The city has received hundreds of millions in taxpayer dollars. Why are our tax dollars funding unconstitutional DEI trash? And thank you, hat tip to Jerry Callahan for bringing this to my attention. And it's amazing how libs of TikTok, because she's been doing this so long, she probably has people that feed her these tips directly, gets this stuff. So good for her, and good for libs of TikTok. Massachusetts is a never-ending mine of liberal commie insanity. But there it is in Worcester. And since we're talking about Worcester, Mass Daily News Report reminds us, Worcester Council bars police from assisting ICE. Now, this is more or less already the policy, and it's just kind of doubling down. It's mostly symbolic. I remember, of course, back on Eureka Street in Worcester, Edel Hajii, The city councilor is now charged, and she faces another court date. Somebody might remind me when that court date is. It's coming up. I think I get a daily reminder on my Mass Poly feed every day. But she has another and she's moved to have the charges dismissed. And I think she don't be surprised if she gets a full walk on this, because it's Massachusetts, right? It's Massachusetts. And if she does get a full walk on this, don't be surprised the feds charge her after that, right? That would be a great thing. Marcus, thank you so much for reposting the stream. That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Oh, we hear from Wendy. Scary to tune in to see my name. Well, Wendy, we only said good things. We only said good things. And now we have a new nickname for your posts. Wendy Wakeman Wisdom. We're calling them Wakeman Wisdom. Wakeman Wisdom. They're just never-ending nuggets of wisdom from Wendy Wakeman. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for providing your wisdom. Appreciate your help. We have these two stories here. There's a lot of talk about how Maura Healey and all on down, a lot of politicians are always saying they're supporting local businesses. We support local businesses. But just like in the granular story that we talked about earlier with the fire risk relative to the lithium battery story that Lori Belcito wrote, the devil's in the details. Here we have the highly respected John Hurst from the Massachusetts Retailers Association pointing to just yet another nugget of anti-small business policy here in Massachusetts. And I thought this was so important because it probably happens in a lot of other little towns on a granular basis again. But basically, here it is here. Basically, here it is here. In the town of Salem, they are now no longer mandating parking for new constructions. So this is so counterproductive policy. It will push residents out on the street to take up spaces used by customers and workforce of remaining small businesses. Little jab right there. The remaining small businesses that we have, you're going to be taking their parking. Don't be surprised when they close from lower sales or from bike lanes. Salem parking space is no longer mandated for new construction. Thank you, John Hurst, for bringing this to my attention. Don't allow politicians taking actions like this to call themselves pro-small business. They aren't, according to Mr. Small Business, John Hurst from the Massachusetts Retailers Association, the highly respected John Hurst. The guy's been around for a long time. Now, I don't agree with every position he takes, but like everyone knows him and everyone knows that he's been at this a long time, highly respected. And he's even saying, don't even allow people who do this to call themselves small business, pro-small business, because they're not. They're not. This is going to hurt small businesses in downtown Salem and businesses throughout Salem. But that's how it is. Wendy Wakeman says, love it. Okay, good, Wendy. I was worried for a minute. All right. Well, hey, you have a great weekend, and go Patriots. And let's see if I can do it. Mike Minogue, did I get it right? I don't know. I hope so. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.